Hello, I'm Angela Stevens, and on this video, I would like to provide a summary of the Palace of the Dead Paladin live tutorial run and a showcase of some of the cool highlights. You can find the links to the video for the entire 1 to 200 Paladin Palace of the Dead run in the description below. I'll give a rundown of how Paladin can pull off the Palace of the Dead 1 to 200 clear and what it brings to the table. A couple things I do want to make a note before we discuss Paladin and Palace of the Dead. I'd like to stress that I will talk about why Paladin can succeed versus this is why other jobs are better or worse. Every job available will have its ups and downs, but it will come down to how well you use the toolkit of the job and what your own playstyle will be, and if it will match the job that you personally prefer. Rate of success per job can certainly be debated, but at the end of the day, you will have to go in as the job yourself to know if it's right for you. A clear is a clear. Lastly, I did this run during 5.5 patch of Shadowbringers. Since we are getting closer to Endwalker as of the posting of this video, things may change if you are viewing this video after Endwalker releases. I'll eventually give updates in the future if we see any drastic changes to Paladin in Endwalker. Here is an outline of what I'll talk about in this video. Paladin's strengths and weaknesses. A rough idea of what you can expect taking this job in Palace of the Dead. A summary of the climb from floor 1 to 200. Average time compared to other jobs, as well as the unique plays Paladin can do to give it an advantage. A rundown of the 180 Behemoth fight, details of the setup and the burst. Let's do a rundown of the strengths and weaknesses of Paladin. Bear in mind you are dealing with the level 60 Paladin kit. Strengths. Defense is extremely good. Clemency is a very strong heal. Hallowed Ground is the best invuln of the 4 tanks. Goring Blade can be used in certain situations. Weaknesses. Much lower damage versus DPS jobs. Time will be more of your challenge versus enemies or bosses killing you. Clemency, as strong as it is, cancels your combo, so you'd want to use it as little as possible in combat. Due to your lower damage, 180 Behemoth will be very challenging. The first 1 to 120 floors is going to be your standard run without any notable surprises. I normally play a safer route to get through these floors. I will kill just about everything from 1 to 40 to try to get to level 60 in a decent amount of time, and then kill the bare minimal to climb the rest of the floors. I showcased a hint at Paladin's defensive power in 21 to 30, doing some big pulls without too much trouble. The initial 1 to 120 took me 6 hours and 30 minutes. Normally, DPS jobs would take me between 5 hours and 5 hours and 30 minutes, so there will be some drop off on speed for obvious reasons if you do a casual climb on a tank job. Starting at 121 plus, you will have to start making use of the tools that makes Paladin good. Defense, Clemency, Goring Blade DOT, and Hallowed Ground. A number of times on my climb in various floors I took slight advantage of fighting 2 things at once. Get the dot on both and whittle them down slowly. Paladin's defense comes into play here because handling 2 enemies for almost all DPS jobs is a near death sentence without steel. Utilizing Goring Blade can have some nifty uses, such as working towards an exit while still maintaining decent damage on an enemy you are fighting. Hallowed Ground, combined with landmines or silver chests, will be the biggest advantage Paladin can bring to the table. You can't always rely on the situation presenting itself, but if and when it does, I highly suggest you use it. It can be a massive time save and one of the biggest reasons you can make it through on Paladin. Let's talk about the 180 Behemoth fight. Tanks will historically have a large problem on the 180 fight due to the fight requiring a DPS check on a job that doesn't have a great burst, especially at level 60. For Paladin, the setup and burst will be the easier choice of the 4 tanks available, but by no means does it suggest that this is easy. The lust timing you'll want is roughly 30 seconds before you conduct your burst on Behemoth. When I initially progged this fight, I took the time from the last meteor I was supposed to die to and counted back 90 seconds to determine where I need to do my last lust vulnerability stack. If you decide to use a different part of Behemoth to do your burst, this is how I suggest you plan out your lust setup. The rotation to kill Behemoth is mostly straightforward, but you can't afford many mistakes. You may also need to make quick decisions on when to use sustaining potions and clemencies. If you hesitate a usage, it might spell a lot of trouble. On my attempt, I did not finish one combo, however I felt my window to cast a Clemency seemed very tight towards the end. Nevertheless, I still had enough room to do that and kill Behemoth. Here is my rotation on Behemoth. I wait for Behemoth to finish its animation of the first Charybdis. I open with Fight or Flight. I go with my first GCD, then Circle of Scorn and Spirits Within, and continue rolling my combo while positioning myself in front of Behemoth. Something very important to note here is you do not want to be facing Behemoth in the front, as he will sneak in auto attacks between meteors. You must position yourself to the side or back of Behemoth during meteors. After my second full combo, and after the first meteor, I do a Clemency, then a GCD, then Hallowed for the second meteor. The earlier the Clemency the better, as you want to allow your NP to start regenerating earlier for later Clemency uses. I continue to roll my combo, then double Clemency after the third meteor hit. I delayed my GCD a little bit for my Clemency so I can heal just as the third meteor hit, and I had just finished my combo. I may not have had to wait the half second, but I was playing it safe. Planning for the fifth meteor. I need to make sure I had enough NP for one more Clemency, make sure my sustaining potion will be up, as well as using a super potion without clipping my GCD, and also taking food effect off. You must take food off to drop your max HP, therefore you take less damage from the incoming meteor, which is based off your max HP. I made a decision to not finish my combo as it looked very tight to finish my combo and get a Clemency off before the fifth meteor hit. After you survive the fifth meteor, you will just roll the rest of your damage until you hopefully kill Behemoth before the last meteor kills you. Hopefully this video helped give you the summary of what to expect if you were to watch the full live tutorial of Paladin in Palace of the Dead. If you choose to pick this job to get Necromancer, or another clear of Palace of the Dead solo, I hope I did a decent job showcasing what to expect, what you can do, and how you can clear. As a reminder, all the video links can be found in the description below. Any questions or comments, please leave them below the video, and good luck on your future runs.